Once again, I'm Kansu. This is Crystal Corner Television Channel. Shouts out to all the ancestors out there. Now, continuing on, I might as well do a live with y'all one of these days, but I need help to get there. See, because YouTube won't let folks do lives unless you got at least 1,000 subs. We around 350 now, so shouts out to all my 350 plus 370, whatever the number is, subs. Appreciate you all. If you're new to the channel, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell right around there each and every time you come in here to make sure that you've been subscribed and you get notified every time we post a video. We're going to continue on. If you haven't seen my previous video about manifestation with a $5 holla Zen rock garden, go watch that. But right now, we're going to be talking about sigil magic, okay? Shouts out to Anpu over there, opening the gateway. You guys are in the spiritual domain. This is my space. This is the Zen space, okay? Where it's always a vibe. That painting right there is called It's a Vibe. It is for sale. All the paintings you see today are for sale. Contact me if you would like them. Original. I didn't paint that one though. Shouts out to Bob Marley. I did make that though. This here, it's called a God's Eye. Okay? Protects your house and collects negative energy. It's kind of like a dream catcher, but a little different. You dig me? This one here is called Turtle Island because that's where we live. Okay, and those God's Eyes also come in smaller versions like this. One of these you want to put, if I can turn the camera around. It ain't gonna let me turn the camera around. You want to put one of those on the back of your dough. So that goes on the back of the dough. There, right? La-di-da. Coming over here, sigils, okay? Most people tell you that you're supposed to make a sigil and get rid of it. First of all, what's a sigil? A sigil is just a symbol that communicates with your subconscious to be able to manifest certain things, right? This painting here, we call, what did I name this painting? Let me get this better angle here. This is called the council. That's right. Had a brain fart. This is the council. Okay? Now, each one of these faces has a sigil in it, right? You see? Why make faces out of sigils? Because the point is not to pay attention to the symbol. When you meditate on something, what you're trying to do, even this here, is to tap into it without paying attention to all them arbitrary ass lines. So with the council, this painting here, we have the 4 elements, right? There's 4. You got fire, you got earth, you got air, you got water. And in the middle right here, this one is actually the alchemical symbol for Venus, planet love, luxury, prosperity, all of those things, right? This is symbolic of your heart chakra. We'll get to the tree of knowledge shortly. We'll also discuss this one. These are Atlantean elemental symbols, right? So just to show you sigils, these are base sigils, right? This is from ancient Atlantis and Lemuria. They're color coded, so let's follow along. What's the first element, y'all? Fire, right? Because Aries is the first zodiac sign, so we got fire, and we got earth, we've got air, we've got water and ether. Those are the 5 elements, 5 major elements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay? And these are in their base form. Now, you can see how it would be a little bit difficult to remember all of those lines, okay? So you take this and you graduate it and make something arbitrary out of it. I like to make faces and paintings and people out of my stuff, right? So this is how I do it. Element of fire, passion, love, right? The sigil behind there deals with passion, love, you know what I'm saying? Air, communication. Water, this is El Cristo Negro, you know, Christ consciousness, Christ energy, deals with water. How did I figure this out? Okay, cool. So my real name is Jordan, right? And for the longest time, I was trying to figure out what Jordan means. Come to find out through this book called God, Man, the Word Made Flesh. I'll leave the link in the description below, as always. It was talking about how the River Jordan, which a lot of you guys have probably heard of in the Bible, actually dictates the mysterious waters that flow through your body, which would be your cerebral spinal fluid that goes up and down your spinal column, right? The River Jordan is the cerebral spinal fluid. And when that fluid rises from the bottom to the top, you come into Christ consciousness. That's the waters of Jordan, which El Cristo Negro sits over. Then you have earth. This is the pathway. This is the opener, the road opener. So when you're trying to establish a new route for something, just meditate on this phase. You're trying to deal with emotions and higher contact and tap into that Christ conscious energy, you fuck with El Cristo Negro here. Communication, you remember this phase. And again, for love, passion, and all things fiery, you remember this phase, okay? It's always easier and better to take a sigil that you've made, whether it be out of letters or a symbol, and make a picture out of it, okay? Because when you make a picture out of it, just like you see this picture of Bob Marley, you remember it better. So when you close your eyes, you can see the whole picture instead of closing your eyes and having to remember these arbitrary lines here, right? It's the same thing with one of my favorite paintings. And it's actually kind of ironic that I painted the second snake on here the day before Kobe Bryant died. But, you know, there's no such things as coincidences. That's just how things happen, okay? Right? So let's go to the Tree of Life, Tree of Life. Love this painting. It's one of my absolute favorites. But as you can see, it conveys a message different levels, right? So you got the roots of the tree down there at the root chakra. Then you've got sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and crown chakra, all symbols, right? Now, how do I use this? And why does the rainbow go backwards? So you see this one here, it goes from red to purple, and then this one goes from purple to red because they're opposites. They're opposite charges. They have to. It shows how the energy goes up and down the spinal column. Rather than remembering what each chakra does and where it's at, I just think of the snakes coiling. Doing that, looking at this, balances me the hell out. And it should balance you out as well because it conveys another message, including sigils, which would be the symbols here. But I have taken those sigils and symbols and made a picture out of it. I use my art as an example for you so that you can start to do the same thing too. Now, everybody might not be artistically inclined. That's perfectly okay. I don't care if you make stick figures or squigglies or whatever the hell else out of your sigils. But when you want to meditate on them, it's easier to make a picture out of it than to just deal with letters, okay? And then as always, once you're done with it, once you have that image in your head, you should get rid of it. Reasons why these paintings are for sale, they gotta go. You interested? Comment below. But real quick tip, take your images, take your sigils, make a picture out of them. The culmination of this one here would be this one here. This is what happens when you raise the Kundalini up through the top of your head and it comes out of your pineal gland right about there. You have the double Uraeus, two-headed snake. This is what the pharaohs and pharaohesses, if that's a word, of ancient Egypt wore on their head as a headdress. This is just a whole snake. You'll see either two serpents or you'll see a serpent and a vulture. That's what happens when Kundalini rises. That's why they did it. This image is a smaller image of what happens after you figured that out. Okay? If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment below. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to get at y'all at a later date. It might be today, it might be tomorrow. I don't know. But I'll get at y'all. Peace.